I'm Julie. I'm a former journalist turned radio clown. But I still have a passion for news, in particular, stupid news. So every day on TikTok, I put out multiple stupid news stories. Here's what it looked like this week. Stupid news. Okay, this story is in Florida, but it's not a Florida man story so much it is as a Florida stank story. Apparently the city of Jacksonville's got a foul odor, and it has for years. Why? Where? Nobody knows. No, really, no one can figure out where the smell is coming from. In the last 18 months, the city has had over 2,800 complaints about this smell. Maybe they should check the 7th grade boys' locker room. Them kids do not wear deodorant. Like, can you imagine it's the locker room of the local junior high and they're like, found it! Kids need a talking to. Also, I'm drawing that conclusion that it could be the boys' locker room because I once was a 7th grader and the boys didn't shower. Instead, they would just cover up their funk with Axe body spray. I could still smell it. Anyways, the smell in Jacksonville has been so bad, the city had to set up 13 sensors around the area to try to figure out where it's coming from. Officials think it could be coming from manufacturing facilities, but right now they don't know. So if you plan on visiting Jacksonville for spring break, make sure you bring a clothespin. Stupid news. Ow. Stupid news. Hey, you want to go to Walmart? Women say only when there's no Target around. Yeah, this is a stupid news Walmart story. Let's go to Massachusetts. Massachusetts. You know what? That's the one state I can't pronounce properly. Whoops. Call the grammar police. I'm sure you'll leave a comment. So 23-year-old Omar is working the graveyard shift at a Walmart as a janitor. He's also got a fellow employee there. And this is about the time this story takes a right turn into Stabville. Population 1. The other employee, he spills milk and doesn't clean it up. Obviously, this upsets Omar because he's been working all night to clean this place up, so Omar confronts him. It's then that turns into Omar stabbing him. Go to therapy. Now, Omar says that guy punched him first. Again, go to therapy. Omar now has assault and battery with a dangerous weapon charge. The other guy's in the hospital, but he's gonna be okay. This whole thing's not even the weird part of the story yet. I don't think either one of these guys lost their job because Omar, he's now out of jail. He's allowed to return to work, but if he works with that other guy, he has to stay at least 20 yards away. Like, how bad is the labor shortage that you can stab a guy on the graveyard shift at Walmart and still have a gig afterwards? Stupid news. Stupid news. Crappers full! 2 words that lead to violence in America. Let's go to Boston, where the Red Sox former relief pitcher Sam Malone has opened a bar. Cheers! That was long ago. The cheer is now gone. So there's this public restroom in Boston, and a man drops off some timber. I'm grossing myself out for this one. Turds. He drops off a turd. He doesn't flush. Massive party foul. In the stall next to Nasty No Flush is 42-year-old Hector. And Hector tells him to flush the toilet. Nasty No Flush says, no, mind your own business. The two start arguing between the stalls. I want to pause this stupid news segment right here and right now and speak to you, dear viewer. I want to say if you ever catch yourself in this situation where you're arguing with a man in the stall next to you about flushing his dookie in a public restroom, maybe pause and say, is this what I want out of life? Back to the story. The argument continues and eventually Hector stabs No Flush Boy right in the hand. Hector was arrested. Nasty No Flush, well, he's gonna be okay physically. Mentally, he has to prepare himself to explain why he has a stab wound on his hand. Stupid news. Stupid news. Russia. That's it. That's the segment. Just kidding. But seriously, has anybody considered just giving Russia a Snickers bar? Maybe they're really hungry. The United States and NATO, they're supposed to meet today, but chances are you're seeing this after that meeting, so I don't know. Write an email about your algorithm. President Biden did put out a statement vowing to hold Russia responsible and also saying there will be stricter sanctions. But it's pretty damn clear to me that Russia doesn't give a shit about sanctions. Ukraine is now under martial law. I'm in a mood. I don't think I'm gonna apologize for it though. Stupid news. Stupid news. Why did CVS have $1,000 worth of candles sitting on their shelves? Keyword here, did. Last fall, 3 people walk into a CVS in Pennsylvania and they proceed to steal $1,000 worth of Yankee candles. Authorities are just now making arrests as 2 of the 3 suspects have turned themselves in. The 3rd suspect still out there with all them candles. I have So many questions. The first being, how in the turducken do you steal $1,000 worth of candles? For me, I can hold like 2-3 candles tops. Beyond that, my mind is saying, Julie, put the candles down. They're gonna fall and break. So hats off to them for pulling off that scheme. Not that I'm encouraging it. Second question, out of all the things to steal at a CVS, why candles? Does their house really got a funk to it? Is there a black market for drugstore candles that I don't know about? And if there is, you should know, dear viewer, that I don't know anything about the black market, so I don't know how I would have known about a black market for drugstore candles. Finally, I want to know, why did they turn themselves in? I mean, it's not like they committed murder. Was the weight of having stolen $1,000 worth of candles on their mind that heavy? They're charged with felonies, by the way. Stupid news. Stupid news. This story isn't stupid like, ha 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 ha. It's stupid because it's like, why the F would my body do that? Let's go to New York. I'd rather not. No, New York has a lot of history. Let's go. So there's this 38-year-old man and he has trouble breathing. Like a lot of trouble breathing. And he's like, dang, these are some bad allergies. Surprise! It's not allergies. It's worse. So much worse. So he goes to his doctor and he says, Doc, I've had trouble breathing. I've had trouble breathing for years. What's the deal? So the doctor throws on some gloves, grabs a tiny camera and rams it up the nose of Mr. I've had trouble breathing for years. You know what they see up there? Guess. Go ahead, guess. Bet you won't get it. They see a tooth. A straight up tooth. One of the teeth that are supposed to be growing in the front of your mouth is poking its head out of the nasal cavity. I imagine the tooth was just lost and looking for directions, so when it saw the camera, it was like, can you help me? I don't know where I'm going. The man has surgery, gets that tooth removed, and now he's breathing a lot better. However, I have 2 questions that have been unanswered. Did the man take the tooth and put it under his pillow? If he did, what's the tooth fairy paying for a tooth like that? Stupid news. If you want to see stupid news updates daily, follow me on TikTok and sometimes Instagram, but you know, you only get a minute on Instagram. Sometimes the jokes need air to breathe.